Warning! This video contains spoilers for the Big Finish production, Doctor Who, The Lovecraft Invasion. Viewing beyond this point is a choice you have made, and you take responsibility for that choice. Thank you, and please have a great day.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language, which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone is doing well, I hope everyone is having fun, and I hope the universe is treating you fairly. We are returning to the world of Doctor Who. This is part 2 of the Lovecraft Invasion. So without further ado, let's jump into this thing. Gotta watch that volume. Knocking things over. That was loud. I need to probably adjust my output volume on my headphones. I think I know what it is. I think when I stopped last time, I stopped during the closing credits, and the closing music for that chapter, and this is the opening music for the next chapter. So, if you don't mind, we're going to go ahead and probably skip through it, maybe. Yeah.
Run, Flip! Hurry, Flip, this way! Down the alley!
It's a dead end! Doctor!
I'm sorry, please!
Yeah. Night terrors gone crazy.
Hey, get in! Flip, come on!
Hopefully that doesn't affect the recording volume.
Yes, we're much obliged to you.
Don't thank me yet. That thing's still chasing us. Hold on. I'm shaking off on Garrison Street.
Yeah, I like how they just kind of pick up and keep going for where the last one ended, which is how this the classic TV show went. I have a feeling, because of how clean the transition is, that they filmed it all as one thing, then they came back and chopped where they needed to. And in the TV show, the classic TV show, a story arc can run anywhere from 3 to 5 episodes, and the episodes could be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour long, depending on how they're cut, just simply because the BBC does their commercials, especially at the time, that this was, the show was being done in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The BBC was heavily government controlled, so the way they did ads and commercials and stuff was totally foreign to an American audience.
There. That should do it. Good evening. My name's Carter. Randolph Carter. And you are?
I'm Flip.
And I'm the doctor. Carter, you say? The name's familiar.
I should hope so. I'm a rather successful novelist, don't you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, now we get to meet Lovecraft's ego. Something that I know I said it last video, I'm going to say it again in this video. There's going to be frequent stops and pauses because of copyright. The way copyright's done, the way the algorithm works, and it is what it is. In order to get past the copyright hurdles, that's just what has to be done. And I'll be talking over the what's going on, because that's part of it. It's kind of crazy and convoluted, but it is what it is. And I really don't blame them, because you got people out there, if it was any more lenient, that would exploit it and take advantage of it.
So, what brings you folks to my old hometown on Hallowmas Eve, of all nights?
We're just visiting.
Well, that much I guessed.
Well, what happened here?
What, you mean besides an unnameable horror on the loose?
All Hallows Mass. Interesting. I've heard of Halloween being referred to as a Halloween, All Hallows Eves, Samhain, or Samhain, and All Saints Day Eve. But I don't think I've ever, and if I have, I've forgotten about it being referred to as All Hallows Mass.
Me. I've come down from Boston on urgent business. And I hope I'm not too late.
Too late? For what?
For saving the world, if I can. How about you?
Oh, same thing.
You don't say.
Although, to tell you the truth, Mr. Carter, we are currently lacking a firm plan.
Plans I have, Doctor. It may be the end of days, but there still may be a chance to stop it.
Love that. Enthusiasm. That's the word I was searching for. My brain was searching for. Enthusiasm.
Library.
Mr. Lovecraft! Mr. Lovecraft! Any sign of him?
Hold on, I'm pulling down some...
All right. This is the B story, and one thing Big Finish is really good at too, and we'll get this. This come about in the third video. The third part of this is when they tie everything together. The Big Finish is really good. In a lot of ways, they're a lot better than, excuse me, the TV show, the show on tying up loose ends. Now, they will leave loose ends if they have plans to pick up and use elements from this story in another story down the road. So yeah, any loose ends that they leave are for a reason.
If I'd known he was a flight risk, I'd have tied him up. Got him. Prospect Terrace Park. This way.
There he is! No! Oh, Lord! Help me! Somebody help!
Mr. Lovecraft! Mr. Lovecraft, stop!
Keep away!
Mr. Lovecraft, for pity's
Yeah, I I think OHP's kind of losing it there.
sake, we're trying to help you.
Help me? I'm not a complete bimbo, you know. You invade my home, you take me prisoner, and you expect me to believe a story so ridiculous it wouldn't make it past Farnsworth right on a slow day at Weird Tales.
See, that's kind of cool. He uses the term bimbo correctly. Or actually, he uses it correctly for the period in which that this story's set. It's come to mean something completely different in the modern age, but it's interesting because when we refer to a bimbo in this day and age, it's usually in the feminine, and in the 20s and 30s, I think well into the 40s, it just was general somebody who's a little bit slow on the pickup or clueless or something like that.
True. Oh, really? Tell it to the men in the white coats. How do I remove this confounded contraption?
Whoa, whoa,
You
whoa.
don't.
I'd leave that mine cap where it is if I were you.
Oh, of course. Otherwise, my darkest thoughts will break free and destroy the planet.
Exactly.
Man,
I mean, how hard is that to believe? I mean, a well-educated man in the 1930s, late 1930s, who's very, very much isolated himself from the world. Yeah.
on. Get away from me, you mongrel spawn.
I like that mongrel spawn. I like that. Which I think, given what we know about HP, is probably is about as close that they could get what he would have actually said without this being like R-rated.
Stop! Stop!
Stay out of this, Mrs. Clark.
Put the doctor and Flipper in there.
Thank you.
Shut up. Calypso, please. He isn't worth it.
You got that one for free, mate. Lucky for you, you're carrying friends of mine.
Mr. Lovecraft, hopefully this has demonstrated what is likely to happen if you dare utter anything like that again.
Oh yeah, he's a something that I failed to mention in the first video, and it just showed is the he's a misogynist.
Demonstrated that you people are dangerous maniacs. Kidnapping, assault. I should report you to the police.
Then why haven't you already?
What?
And why come all the way out here?
That's a good question. What are you doing here?
I don't know.
Yeah. Wrong answer for a good question.
This has always been my favorite view of the city. I don't know why, but I just wanted to look upon it again. Its domes and its steeples, and the mystic hills beyond.
And now, see, I imagine Providence, Rhode Island in today is vastly different than what it was in 1937. But I imagine that the church steeples, and he talks about domes and stuff, probably influenced a lot of how he described some of the more fantastical places in his stories.
Great. This thing's reading a massive psionic hotspot due west. I think there's a breach opening.
A breach?
Yeah, a tear in the membrane of reality.
You people are insane.
Oh yeah? Well, look behind you.
What's happening?
Look.
That view. That's Arkham. That's Arkham. That's exactly how nighttime Arkham looks in my head.
There we go. We're getting it.
What do we do?
We
Going
have to try
there.
to close it.
How?
If I increase the power on his psionic inhibitor...
Let me go!
Just shut up and hold still! It should dampen the projection.
I imagine that for a man of his beliefs and his nomenclature and his mindset, being handled by two women like that is probably extremely humiliating.
You did it.
Yeah. I also shortened the battery life on his mind patch a good half hour, which means we've only got until about 2 o'clock this afternoon before a breach opens up that we won't be able to close.
Then we really are running out of time.
Yep.
It's all true. what you told me. It's all true?
Imagine that.
You really are from the future?
Yuppers.
Both of you?
You're damn right we are.
How monstrous. Take me home.
I don't think Lovecraft wrote any time travel stories. I believe this particular Doctor Who story is set relatively within a few months of his death.
We're going to.
This is it. Miskatonic University.
Oh, it looks...
Cool, Miskatonic. I did a in English class, American Lit in high school. I did we had to do a project in which we took something fictional and addressed it like it was factual. You know, we had to do, you know, and I chose to do like travel brochure and a what was it? And like an advertisement, you know, like an ad or something. You know, we had to do like I did like a little pamphlet. Then we had to do an oral presentation, which mine was basically an ad for Miskatonic University to like recruiting students. So yeah. And yeah, he died in March 1937. So March 15th, 1937. So yeah, this is not too far off from his real world death.
No lights on anywhere.
Not good. Don't suppose you're carrying a weapon, Doctor?
Just my wits, thank you.
Then I pray you keep them sharp. You'd better stay here, young lady.
No way, sunshine.
You gotta love the I mean, we all have that romanticized version of like the Humphrey Bogart type private detective meets the future, you know, but you know, now we have that idealized, you know, type of, like I said, Humphrey Bogart type persona butting heads against something that is way out of his league. It's kind of great.
Then let's get
You gotta
going.
love it though.
What are we doing here, Carter?
The head librarian has a book I need. It may just hold the answers as to what's happening here. And how to undo whatever's been done. Let's go.
Which in the
Doctor,
game of,
I wasn't going to say in the car.
but in the game, or at least in the games, the Call of Cthulhu games in the 80s that I was part of, it was a running gag to steal the Necronomicon from Miskatonic University. It was just kind of this ongoing running gag.
But he looks...
Just like Lovecraft.
Yeah, but with a gym membership. Who is he?
Randolph Carter, a recurring character in Lovecraft's fiction and his literary alter ego.
Yeah, kind of a self-insert.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Can we trust him?
Certainly not. We can't trust anything here.
He doesn't
He's
seem
got a
too
point.
bad compared to everything else.
Only because he's written that way. If I had to guess, I suspect he might represent Lovecraft's survival instinct, coming to our aid against the somnifacs like an antibody attacking a pathogen.
That, or it's his his self-ego, how he sees himself, how we tend to see ourselves is completely different than how we are in reality versus somebody who knows us, sees us. You know, we may think better of ourselves than what we really are, or worse than ourselves than what we really are. So it is, you know, 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Right?
Possibly. Of course, it doesn't mean he knows he's an antibody, or that we're not pathogens ourselves, for that matter. Best we humour him for now?
Are you two coming?
We're right behind you, Carter.
I think the doctor has a good idea there. I always I love, for some reason, the sound of a wooden creaking door like that is just always, just something that I've always enjoyed in audio dramas, especially like the classic ones like Gunsmoke or The Lone Ranger or The Shadow. You know, a creaking door, just you just know something's getting ready to happen.
Hello?
Not so loud. There could be anything waiting in here.
And in Lovecraft's mind, he's right.
That's the way to the medical school.
I think the library's this way.
How can you tell?
It's where the alarm's coming from.
Ah.
There. Ah. Well, that must be it through there.
Oh, no.
What happened here?
Looks like somebody barricaded themselves in and fought a desperate last stand.
Yeah, but against what?
Who knows what against what? But I'm willing to bet that they're in search of the Necronomicon.
Armitage? Dr. Armitage!
I don't think there's anybody here, Mr. Carter.
Don't come another step closer, you devils, or I swear to the Almighty that I'll put you down.
I swears to the Almighty. I love that how you get that. I don't know if that what we in the modern day consider a Southern accent, you know, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama type accent, if that was more common in, you know, in the 30s in the North, or if it's just the English interpretation.
Any change with either of them?
No. They look peaceful enough.
Somehow I doubt they are.
And what about you? Any ill effects we should know about?
Beyond my nose, no. Anyway, how should I...
It makes you wonder if they like bloodied his nose, you know, or just it's just swollen up, or I always picture it as kind of like you get that trickle, like boxers trickle of blood, you know, like you see in the movies where they get hit and they have that little trickle of blood that comes down the side. That's kind of what I imagine when he talks about it.
My whole world's been turned upside down.
That's nothing, Howard. Unless Flip and the Doctor can draw out the Somnifax within the next 4 hours, we'll have no way of stopping your psychic projections from destroying your whole world.
And out
Yay! Psychic projections destroying the world.
of anyone it could have picked, it chose me. Truly, though, my work becomes popular?
Apparently so, but that's hardly important right now.
There's no apparently about it. You're a smash. I've been reading up on you with this.
Reading up on me?
Reading up on him. That's interesting. Well, he's getting ready to die, so... I mean, real world, he's getting ready to die, so... This is winter of 36, going into 37. So, yeah, he's, you know, only a couple months, so... I guess showing him stuff from the future isn't that detrimental.
What is that? Some form of mechanized encyclopedia?
Something like that.
I really don't think we should tell him any more about the future than is necessary, Miss Jones.
Don't worry, Mrs. Clark. We're all friends here.
Yes,
Isn't that
we
right,
are.
HPL? Yeah, your work will be remembered, all right? From your longest novellas to your collected letters.
They published my letters?
Uh-huh. And boy, do they show how ugly you are.
That's outrageous. That's dastardly.
Blame your pal, August Derleth. He starts it.
Derleth? Oh, that little creep. I feel faint.
Quit.
You gotta love it, you know, when you find out that, like, I think that the person they mentioned is like his best friend or his publisher or something. Or both.
My point is, I know you. I know what you are. So let me tell you something about me. I'm a mixed-race, pansexual, trans, non-binary person from a future that's coming whether you like it or not. And on top of that, I'm not even entirely human.
Dear Lord.
You gotta love that. You gotta love it when you know, she's at the point where she has no fucks to give, and she just goes off and just boom.
That's right. I'm everything that scares you in one stylish package, and I don't have time to deal with you. I've got a planet to save, and all I need from you is to do everything Mrs. Clark and I tell you. Got that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the character Bernice Summerfield, who is she's a Big Finish creation. When the classic Doctor Who show was canceled, Sylvester McCoy was the 7th incarnation of the Doctor, and there arose scheduling conflicts with Sophie Allred, who played Ace, his companion, when the show got canceled. So they had, and because it was off the air, they had to create different companions for the Doctors. And Bernice Summerfield was one of them. And she's a early to mid 40s, divorced, polyamorous nymphomaniac archaeologist time traveler. So yeah, you know, the Big Finish people are not afraid, you know, they're not afraid to, you know, let go with everything. You know, they don't pull punches.
Right to judge me. Mrs. Clark, as a near contemporary of mine, surely you must...
Oh, please don't try appealing to me, Mr. Lovecraft. The sad fact is that so far, I've spent 5 years of my life fighting the logical outcome of your hateful rot, and I'm not done fighting it yet. Miss Jones is right.
It's just Jones. But thanks.
The fact is that we are in a desperate situation, and at the very least, we need you to cooperate. Will you do that, Mr. Lovecraft?
All right.
You know, if you find pictures of H.P. Lovecraft on the internet, that's just this voice. I said this in the last video. It's just this voice for him. It's just, it's not. It's just. Oh. I picture in my brain that it's more of a watered down English accent, to be honest with you.
You, both of you, that I have no interest in bringing about the end of the world.
I'm awfully glad to hear it. Now, is there any way to make a cup of tea in this place? Oh, what now?
There's another breach forming.
Where?
A few blocks from here. Hold the fort. I better go and find it.
Not without me, or not.
He can't leave the Chin on his own again.
You've no need to leave the Chin anywhere. I'm coming too. You'll find it much faster with my help.
Fair
He's got a point. I mean, he's not wrong.
enough. Let's go.
There is one thing before we leave, Ms. Jones.
Yeah? What's that?
If we're to get by unchallenged, we can't have you running about town again in your future clothes. I strongly suggest you borrow one of my Aunt Annie's dresses.
Oh, do you?
As a matter of fact,
I do.
I insist.
Which is something like that is more how I picture Lovecraft, even, you know, because we had that whole male macho thing going back then, and kind of like Stephen Buscemi's character on Boardwalk Empire. That's kind of how I picture Lovecraft in my head, except minus the bootlegging and organized crime stuff. Just, you know, the manner of dress, manner of speech, you know.
I told you to take some of my aunt's clothes, Ms. Jones.
None of her togs fit.
It'll do for now, Mr. Lovecraft.
That suit was my Sunday best.
It still is, Stringbean. It still is. Now, let's go find that breach.
Yeah.
Dr. Armitage?
Dr. Armitage!
One thing too that because the show, the original show, the classic Doctor Who shows, and I don't know why I've just thought of this, but is based kind of on the old movie serials where you have an episode and everything ends on a cliffhanger, which is kind of how all these are going to end, except for the last episode or the last part of it, the last bit.
I must protest. Oh, must you? My companions and I mean you no harm.
We swear!
Carter, say something.
Dr. Armitage, I'm the man who wrote you from Boston. I've come all this way to talk to you.
Carter? Go on.
See, I wonder now, when I was younger, like high school and stuff, we referred to people from Boston as Beantowners. And I don't know if that is considered in 2025. In the late 80s, it was kind of like calling a Northerner Yankee. It wasn't a term of affection unless you and that person were pretty good friends. But it wasn't derogatory. It was just kind of a label for someone who just didn't feel like it or was just too lazy to use the term Northerner. And I just wonder if that term is considered derogatory today. And I don't know why. I've just thought of that.
Evil from outside has invaded our world, Dr. Armitage.
Yes.
And there's a particular tome of Eldritch lore that you've got locked away in your rare books collection that might tell us how to stop it.
If you really are Carter, then you'll know which book.
Dr. Armitage, I've come to see the Necronomicon.
Yep, like I said, that's the book. Which, by the way, there's a whole industry of people making and doing and distributing and selling based on H.P. Lovecraft's works, the Necronomicon. Just, you know, in case if you're ever out and about and curious.
Sorry for doubting you, but this whole town's gone to hell in the last few hours.
Yeah, we noticed.
I've had lifetimes like that.
I'll have to ask you to identify it yourself, I'm afraid. Many of our undergraduates consider reading that accursed book a rite of passage, but I've never gone near the thing. The truth be told, I don't even like coming down here.
In that case, I hope you know what it looks like, Carter.
So do I.
Well, here they are.
Incredible. Mysteries of the Worm by Ludwig Prynne.
Now, I have always pictured in my brain, and I don't know why, because it's never described in any of Lovecraft's work this way, but in the middle of a room, like a podium with a book, a glass case around it, and a light shining down, which is how I pictured in my brain. But in Lovecraft's works, it's always just like on a bookshelf. So it is what it is, I guess. I guess everyone's imagination's a little bit different, and that's a good thing.
By von Junz. The Book of Ibon. Dr. Armitage, these are priceless.
And terrible. Each one of them is a threat to the sanity of the world.
Which one's the Necronomicon?
Probably the one that says Necronomicon in Arabic on it.
It's this one. It's amazing, Dr. Armitage. The Olaus Wormius translation, printed in Spain in the 1600s.
I only hope you find it useful, my boy.
Let's
see. You have the different translations of the book in Lovecraft's original text, but it's interesting looking at it from a 21st century viewpoint almost 100 years ago. I mean, at this point, you know, 100 years ago, Lovecraft was in his most productive writing spirit, you know, writing thing, and that was a century ago, and people still read his stuff. People explore the man, and it's just kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of strange.
My Latin's a little rusty, but here goes. Antiqua veteribus errant, antiqua veteribus sunt.
The old ones were, the old ones are,
and the old ones shall be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be reading that in Latin, you know, because things inside people's brains don't have to obey the laws of, like, outside of the brain. So yeah, I wouldn't be reading the Latin.
I don't see where this is getting us, Doctor.
Jungian psychology, Flip. If Carter represents Lovecraft's subconscious attempt to regain control of his mind, then the Necronomicon most likely represents his quest for mastery and self-knowledge.
This Necronomicon, I think my big cousin Darren had a copy.
He may have owned a book purporting to be the Necronomicon, but the Necronomicon itself never really existed.
See, that's that's what I was saying earlier in the video. In fact, as a teenager, I had my own copy that I bought at Walden Books in the Killeen Mall. So yeah.
Did assume it was a real book, and that Lovecraft's fictitious mythology was therefore all true.
Well, unless we can sort this out, it soon will be, won't it?
Doctor, Flip, come and take a look. We think we found the section we need.
And I like the dedication of the voice actors to the American accents. I love it. And Big Finish is good about doing that. Big Finish is just spot on on the dedication to other accents outside of England.
Detailing how to summon and banish a cosmic deity known as the Great Dreamer.
Seems to have been bookmarked.
Oh, that's just the borrowing card.
The Great Dreamer, eh? The incantation even comes with a safety warning. The summoner is the sacrifice, and the banisher the feast.
What do you think that means?
It means that whatever it is bad news, whether it's coming or going.
He's not wrong about that.
A great dreamer. Why does that ring a bell?
What do you plan on doing now, Mr. Carter?
Actually, I was hoping you and the doctor might have some ideas.
Flip, Mr. Carter, could I borrow you both a moment?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Excuse us, Dr. Armitage.
Not at all.
What is it?
The Necronomicon's borrowing card. Read the list of names.
Wilmarth A, Danforth W, Dyer, Lake.
All characters from Lovecraft novels, if I remember correctly.
Gilman. So what?
Keep going.
Peasley, Derby, Waite, Army. Armitage.
But if he's on the borrowing list, then why didn't he know which book was the... Oh no.
Yes. I have a nasty feeling that the good Dr. Armitage back there isn't really the good Dr. Armitage.
Oopsie!
I'm afraid not, Doctor. But his form has certainly come in useful. Thank you for the help in obtaining the book, Mr. Carter. I couldn't have found it without you.
What are you?
I'm the one from outside you've been so keen to meet, my boy. And soon your world will be all mine. Goodbye.
Misfire!
Those weren't misfires.
Put that gun away, Carter! And get after him!
It got away with the book.
Hey, what happened?
I don't know. He straight up morphed into a little old lady and disappeared through that wall.
Keziah Mason from The Dreams in the Witch House.
Who?
I don't know about any dreams in any witch houses, but Keziah Mason dates back to the Salem trials.
Yes. And one thing Lovecraft, I mean, with all of Lovecraft's negativity and the things that he was, the truly horrible things, he did do his due diligence and research. And I think that's how, one of the reasons why there's so much controversy in whether people like his work or hate his, like his work, hate the author, it is a tangled mess.
Haunts Arkham to this day.
Quite. These markings must have opened some sort of dimensional gate. Clearly, the Somnifax is leaping from one Lovecraftian avatar to another in order to evade us.
What?
That means it could turn into anything.
Yeah, given time and the right circumstances. Quite probably.
Can you work out how to follow it?
I don't think so. These equations are pseudo-scientific. They don't mean anything outside of Lovecraft's fiction.
Which is cool. which is kind of a self-examination, because in the last video we had all the techno babble, which outside of Doctor Who means nothing, and he's just kind of, that's kind of a mirror, holding a mirror up to the show itself.
Oh, nothing.
Look, level with me, Doctor. Who are you people?
We're here to help you, Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
Maybe you are, but you're not just out-of-towners, are you?
If you must know, we're from the same place as that thing we just encountered.
You come from outside?
Outside.
Do you know how to stop it?
Maybe. Do you know how to follow it?
Maybe. Come along.
Let's do this then.
I've something to show you. I don't know where Armitage or that old witch went to, but there there is a place we might be able to pick up their trail.
Oh, good.
Where?
I'm coming to that. Unfortunately, there's only one way I know how to reach it. What I'm about to tell you is going to sound very strange. All my life, I've been a traveler in the realm of dreams. But when I reached the age of 30, I lost the knack.
See, what's interesting is this story is set 1937, and LSD won't be discovered till 1943, but yet people like Lovecraft and Poe and other people were theorizing about these dream worlds. And there's something to be said. Somebody who in the 1990s who partook of the psilocybin mushroom. It's interesting that these authors, in their own right, kind of had this foreknowledge or foresight to what these hallucinatory drugs would do or can do.
Long ago, I dreamt of my paternal grandfather, who reminded me of a strange silver key in a carven box, passed down from my ancestors. This is that key. I don't know why, but when I returned to Arkham, I knew I had to bring it with me.
What's it a key to?
To the Gate of Dreams itself. If we travel via the Dreamlands, we may yet pick up this monster's trail.
And will it take us all?
Yes, but I must warn you. Although the key opens the gate, we can't take it with us. Wherever we go, we can't come back here.
Fine by us.
One last thing. To travel physically through the Dreamlands can be deadly if the worst happens. So, be on your guard.
That...
Which is interesting because this is akin to lucid dreaming. And before the funding got cut for it here recently, there was a lot of research going into lucid dreaming. And they were saying, and scientists have figured out that people that lucid dream are not in a state of unconscious, but they're not in a state of conscience. And they likened it to an LSD trip. So, you know, yeah, it's just with that information I've been following the lucid dream studies here the last probably year and a half. Because it is just something that interests me. So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, even though this was written in this audio drama is from 2020, but if you go back and you read Lovecraft, Poe, Mary Shelley, any of those things, and how they had this very rudimentary insight into these dream. Even Bram Stoker's Dracula kind of alludes to some of it. It's just fascinating when your brain starts putting these things together.
We're already in.
In that case, Doctor, Flip, to the Dreamlands.
Whoa!
Doctor!
It's somewhere here. Angel Street. Mean anything to you?
Of course it means something to me. I was born here.
On this street?
Yes, in that very house. 454 Angel Street. Right there.
There's definitely a psionic hotspot building, but no sign of the breach yet.
So yeah, so it makes you wonder if Providence... I may look that up later after I'm done with this video. I wonder if Providence embraces Lovecraft or if they reject him because of his personal beliefs.
Keep an eye on American Gothic. I'm going to look around.
Please try not to draw any undue attention to yourself.
Trust me, I'm a professional.
Last
I had
words.
intended to spend today catching up on my correspondence. Why has this happened to me, Mrs. Clark?
It's happening to us all, Mr. Lovecraft. None of us asked to be here, but here we are.
I suppose so. Ah!
What's wrong? Is it the mind patch? Should I call Miss Jones?
No, it's not my head. It's just my stomach. I've been suffering from the grip since after Christmas.
Oh, I see. You had me worried for a moment.
It'll pass. At least I haven't gone mad as my parents did.
Which is interesting because Alan Moore, when he wrote Providence Compendium, delves into that very subject of Lovecraft's parents going insane. So yeah, that's interesting. It's just connecting these dots. It's there. Since the last time I listened to it, there's so much I've read, so much I've done, so many new things come out that listening to it now, it's connecting dots. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool when the brain fires off like that.
Doing right now. Once upon a time, we lived in this grand house. But they both spent their final days incarcerated in Butler Hospital.
Did they?
That's a sanatorium for the mentally unwell.
Oh.
See, now, I wonder if we say sanitarium in American, sanatorium. I wonder if that's an English pronunciation that people who like aluminium who aren't consciously thinking about it will pronounce their local thing like we say aluminum in America and they say aluminium in England. If somebody, even though they're doing an American accent, but because their brain is wired with that pronunciation, you know, it's kind of cool. Just those things.
I never really knew my father. Not really. But Mother. I'd visit her there every week. Outside the building, that is, as I could never bring myself to go inside.
Which is interesting because that's the way, if you watch the, I don't think I go into it in the video I did for Providence Compendium, but it's there's a thing when Lovecraft and Black they walk to the sanitarium to visit with his mom, and it's done outside for that very reason. That's it. It's cool when it rhymes. You know, like a poem, it rhymes.
I'm telling you this.
I really have no idea, Mr. Lovecraft.
Mrs. Clark, I think there's going to be a fresh breach about to open right where we're standing.
What do we do?
Oopsie.
I don't know, but it means his mind cap's losing its ability to inhibit the somnifax.
Well, that's hardly my fault, is it?
There! It's opening! Get back!
It's incredible!
What is that place?
Oh, it looks like the Dreamland.
That doesn't sound so bad.
It entirely depends on where in the Dreamlands.
Look!
Because a nightmare is still a dream.
Oh my!
I don't believe it! Ghouls!
What are they?
They're ghouls! Flesh-eating fiends that feast on men! Dozens of them!
We call those politicians in the modern vernacular. Like I said, I hope you're enjoying this October Halloween shotgun blast of videos that I'm doing. I'm enjoying doing them. because I'm not pressuring myself to do 10 videos a week anymore. And it's quite refreshing. It allows me to have fun and do fun videos like this. Well, I enjoy doing all my videos. It's just when you're cranking them out, you burn yourself out because you're just going and going. You're not resting. You're not taking the time to enjoy it. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. Like I said, this particular chapter is just like, oh, nice, and connecting dots with other things out in the world that I've come across and experienced in my life. So I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all off with that. Let you go back to doing important things. And until next time, everyone, remember, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?